that in every aspect of our lives, God is calling us to a bigger and better future. And not to harm us, and I'm going to add this word in here, and not to allow us to settle into mediocrity. Good morning, family. Good morning, friends. Up all early, sweating and meditating. I want to thank you for joining me for the only morning movement that motivates you at the very same time. I hope you guys have been having a fantastic week. I hope you guys have been getting a lot of productivity in place. I hope you guys have been just crushing your goals, moving in your vision. I really, really wish that on your life. I have just been working my behind off, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Some of you may have seen the commercial I put out for my business. Just working through scheduling within that. The podcast, which comes out every Sunday, creating that has just been a ridiculous amount of fun. I have an e-commerce business, catching up with my mentors, just really putting in a lot of time, really scheduling out what I'm doing to make sure I'm being productive with my time and not just, wasting it just because it's there. But if we haven't had the chance to personally meet, my name is Aaron Roberts. One of the things I just love to do, I love to encourage people. I love to let them know that there's a bigger vision, a better version of themselves out there. Today's encouragement is actually coming from a conversation I had some time ago, and it really hit me in a certain type of way, because I love those conversations you have with people where it's less of them telling you what to do and more of a light bulb going off that, hey, I need to step up. And I'm going to keep it really short and focused for you guys this morning. The question that was asked to me is, where in your life have you settled into accepting the good versus continuing forward in the great that you were called for? And when that question was asked to me, that hit me in a very different type of way, because it made me bring up all the aspects of my life and all the different things I was doing, and I had to look at them and really say, okay, great, have I settled for good here? Have I settled for status quo and just doing enough and, clocking in and clocking out, so to speak, in my relationships, in my work, in my job, in my businesses? Where have I settled for an okay life versus continuing forward in the greatness that God has called me into? And I think for a lot of us, we really do need to spend some time, especially going into this weekend, looking into where it is we've settled into, I'm going to call it the wilderness, versus continuing forward into the promised land that God has called us for. It's really easy to settle in when you forget. I'm gonna put it, when you forget where you were called to. It's super easy to spend generations spinning in a circle, walking around consistently, instead of moving forward and taking that leap into the greatness that God has called you into. So I just want to ask you, going into this weekend, where in your life have you settled for good versus going forward into the great that God has called you to? And when you find that place, I want you to wage war against it. I want you to gather up all the tools at your disposal and say, here I will continue forward into my greatness. Oh, before I let you go, I just want to ask you for a personal favor. If this content is bringing you any value in any shape, fashion, or form, I would love it if you shared it with a family member or a friend, or maybe just somebody who needs to know that they need to move from the good that they've accepted to the great that God has called them to be. If no one has told you today, I love you, don't just live life, live it abundantly, and love the life that you live. And I will catch you next time.